Peter Thiel was betrayed by his own board of directors while on his honeymoon. In October 2000, the 33-year-old PayPal co-founder was celebrating his marriage when his board secretly voted to remove him as CEO. The man who had built one of the internet's first major payment systems was ousted from his own company without warning. How did this betrayal transform Thiel into one of Silicon Valley's most powerful and contrarian investors? The story begins in 1998 when Peter Thiel co-founded Confinity with Max Levchin and Luke Nosek. Thiel, a Stanford Law graduate and former securities lawyer, had already made millions from selling his first company, Thiel Capital Management. The trio wanted to create a new way for people to transfer money using handheld devices like Palm Pilots. Their initial product allowed users to beam payments between Palm devices, but adoption remained limited to tech enthusiasts. Meanwhile, just blocks away in Palo Alto, Elon Musk was building X.com, an online banking platform. Both companies were burning through cash rapidly, competing in the emerging digital payment space. By early 2000, it became clear that a merger might be the only way for both companies to survive the dot-com crash that was beginning to devastate Silicon Valley startups. The merger between Confinity and X.com in March 2000 created a combined company worth approximately $500 million. Thiel became the CEO of the merged entity, which would soon be renamed PayPal. However, the merger brought together two very different corporate cultures and philosophies. Musk's X.com team favored a broader financial services approach, while Thiel's Confinity team focused specifically on peer-to-peer payments. Tensions escalated quickly after the merger. Thiel and Musk disagreed on fundamental strategic decisions, including which technology platform to use and how to structure the company's operations. Musk wanted to transition PayPal's infrastructure to run on Microsoft's Windows NT platform, while Thiel's team preferred the Unix-based system they had built. These technical disagreements reflected deeper philosophical differences about the company's direction. The board meetings became increasingly contentious throughout the summer of 2000. Investors grew concerned about the internal conflicts and the company's ability to compete against traditional financial institutions. PayPal was processing thousands of transactions daily, but the constant leadership disputes were affecting employee morale and product development. The dot-com market was crashing, making it crucial for the company to present a united front to survive. In September 2000, Thiel married his longtime girlfriend and planned a honeymoon in Australia. Before leaving, he believed he had resolved most of the major disputes with the board and that his position as CEO was secure. The company was showing strong user growth, with millions of users sending money through the platform. Thiel felt confident enough to take his first real vacation since founding Confinity. While Thiel was enjoying his honeymoon on the other side of the world, his board of directors held an emergency meeting in Palo Alto. The board, which included representatives from major venture capital firms like Sequoia Capital and Nokia Ventures, had been discussing leadership changes for weeks. They argued that Thiel's management style was too rigid and that the company needed different leadership to navigate the challenging market conditions. On October 3, 2000, the board voted to remove Peter Thiel as CEO and replace him with Elon Musk. The decision was made without giving Thiel any opportunity to defend himself or address the board's concerns. When Thiel received the phone call in Australia informing him of the board's decision, he was completely blindsided. The man who had co-founded the company and guided it through the merger was suddenly stripped of his leadership role. The news of Thiel's removal sent shockwaves through PayPal's employees. Many engineers and product managers who had joined from Confinity were loyal to Thiel and felt betrayed by the board's secretive process. Some threatened to quit, while others questioned whether they wanted to continue working under Musk's leadership. The company that was supposed to benefit from unified leadership was now more divided than ever. Thiel returned from his honeymoon to find his corporate world completely transformed. His office had been reassigned, his administrative privileges had been revoked, and many of his key allies within the company were considering leaving. Despite maintaining his position as chairman and remaining a significant shareholder, Thiel had lost operational control of the company he had helped build from the ground up. Rather than engaging in a prolonged legal battle or public dispute, Thiel chose a different approach. He remained with the company in an advisory capacity, focusing on strategic initiatives and maintaining relationships with key employees. This decision would prove to be financially astute, as fighting the board's decision could have resulted in a lengthy and expensive legal process that might have damaged the company's prospects. Elon Musk's tenure as CEO lasted only 10 months. In September 2001, while Musk was on his honeymoon in South Africa, the board executed another coup and replaced him with Bill Harris, the former CEO of Intuit. The ironic parallel was not lost on Thiel, who watched as Musk experienced the same type of boardroom betrayal that had removed him from power just 11 months earlier. Under new leadership, PayPal continued to grow rapidly. The company went public in February 2002, raising $61 million in its initial public offering despite challenging market conditions. Thiel's shares in the company were worth approximately $55 million at the IPO, a substantial return on his initial investment and years of work building the platform. The real vindication came in July 2002, when eBay acquired PayPal for $1.5 billion in stock. Thiel's stake in the acquisition was worth approximately $60 million, making him one of the biggest individual winners from the deal. The man who had been betrayed by his board less than 2 years earlier had achieved a massive financial success that validated his original vision for digital payments. The PayPal acquisition created what became known as the PayPal Mafia, a group of former executives and employees who went on to found or fund many of Silicon Valley's most successful companies. Thiel used his PayPal windfall to become one of the most influential venture capitalists in technology, making early investments in companies like Facebook, LinkedIn, and dozens of other startups that would become billion-dollar businesses. Thiel's experience with the PayPal board coup fundamentally changed his approach to building and investing in companies. He became obsessed with creating strong founder control and avoiding the type of boardroom politics that had removed him from power. His book 0 to 1 emphasizes the importance of founder-friendly governance structures and warns entrepreneurs about the dangers of diluting their control too early in a company's development. The betrayal at PayPal also shaped Thiel's contrarian investment philosophy. He learned that conventional wisdom and consensus opinions are often wrong, especially when it comes to disruptive technologies and business models. This skepticism of groupthink and committee decision-making became a cornerstone of his approach to identifying undervalued investment opportunities and supporting unconventional entrepreneurs. In 2004, Thiel became the first outside investor in Facebook, investing $500,000 for a 10.2% stake in Mark Zuckerberg's social networking startup. His experience with PayPal's board dynamics influenced his decision to support Zuckerberg's efforts to maintain control of Facebook as the company grew. Thiel's Facebook investment would eventually be worth over $1 billion, one of the most successful venture capital investments in history. Thiel also founded Palantir Technologies, a data analytics company that works with government agencies and large corporations. Unlike his experience at PayPal, Thiel maintained tight control over Palantir's board composition and strategic direction. The company has grown to be worth over $20 billion, proving that Thiel learned valuable lessons from his earlier boardroom battles about the importance of maintaining founder control. Today, Thiel is estimated to worth around $7.2 billion and is considered one of the most influential investors in Silicon Valley. His founders fund has invested in hundreds of startups, always with an emphasis on supporting entrepreneurs who maintain significant control over their companies. The man who was once betrayed by his own board has become a champion of founder rights and contrarian thinking. The PayPal coup taught Thiel that even the most successful entrepreneurs can be vulnerable to corporate politics and board dynamics. However, it also demonstrated that temporary setbacks can lead to even greater opportunities for those who remain focused on long-term value creation. Thiel's ability to learn from adversity and apply those lessons to future ventures demonstrates why contrarian thinking and founder-focused investing have become dominant themes in modern Silicon Valley entrepreneurship.